Hello, good day. So today we are going to talk about theoretical framework. Now, if you're watching this video, in case you might not be able to see the complete video, just kindly go to my profile and go to and click on my YouTube channel. You will see the complete video of the course. So I will not talk further on that. So discussing on theoretical framework now is what at times if you go online and download some certain journals, when you get to the theoretical section of that journal, you will discover that the theory has not been critically applied to the study, in the sense that even at times researchers do the same thing. They will only discuss about the theory or what the theory is about, but they would fail to critically apply that theory to the particular study they are carrying out. Are you getting me? Doing a theory or writing a theory like that, if not actually done anything because you're just only stating what the theory is about. But critically discussing a theory in your study is more than that, it's far beyond that. Looking at my screen now, you will see I wrote how to critically develop an effective theory for your work, for your thesis, applicable for B.Sc, M.Sc, and Ph.D. Now, the reason why it is being demarcated like this is because, for example, now for a B.Sc student, what is expected of you might not be really an in-depth discussion of the theoretical framework you're using. But note that it's not compulsory you abide by this certain discussion I'm going to give you or this certain rule. But what is expected in a B.Sc thesis is different from what is expected from an MSc and a PhD, and that's just the truth. People won't tell you. I get it. So that's why I'm breaking down this into BSc, MSc, and PhD discussion. Are you getting? But meanwhile, before we talk about how to critically apply theoretical framework to your study, first thing we need to do is how to find the perfect theory for your study. This is one problem a lot of people always have issues with. Yeah, how to find the perfect theory for your study. And because there's two major ways you're going to find the perfect theory for your study. I'm not going to waste your time with this video. First is the manual way, and which the second one is the use of AI. Now, when I talk about manually, is you downloading journals online that are related to your studies, downloading journals, articles related to your studies. So let's say you have a topic you're working on, you're going to download topic related to your variables of your topic. Are you getting me? If you don't understand the meaning of variables in your topic, you can send me a DM and we can talk about that. But you download journals related to the variables of a topic. If you download up to 15 to 20 journals, you can check each of the journals. You'll be able to see the theories that has been applied in each of those journals. I'm very sure that by the time you go to 10 to 15 journals, you'll be able to pick at least 2 to 3 theories that are being discussed in any of those journals to use for your topic. While that is a little bit long and a very long process, the fastest way you can easily find a perfect way for for your theory for your study is the use of AI. Now, the use of AI, one of the issues is using AI is most people don't know how to give the correct prompt to the AI for the AI to be able to generate or give you the perfect theory for your study. Now, I'm going to tell you or show you a particular prompt I use. Now, understand that this prompt I'm showing you, you can always modify it. But this prompt is the easiest way or fastest way for you to just get the theory for your work. So this is the theory. Selecting the right theoretical framework for your study. Now, read this prompt very carefully. Say, identify 4 relevant theoretical framework. Now, yours might be 2, yours might be 1, yours might be 3. It doesn't matter. Identify 4 relevant theoretical framework that can effectively support this thesis topic. Now, this is where you are going to put your thesis topic. Now, understand that when you're putting your thesis topic, try to also put your case study. If you have a case study, you impute it in this section. Now, you can pause this video, write this down out. Once you impute this into your AI, it can be GPT, it can be Queen, it's going to give you 4 or 5 relevant theory you can use for your study. Now, at this point in time, I'm very sure that you've already gotten access to the theory you want to use for your study. Now, let's dive into how you're going to effectively write the theory for your study. Now, before we go dive right in, what are the properties that your theoretical framework need to have in your study? Now, if you look at my screen right here, this is applicable for what? B.Sc research. Now, as a B.Sc student, what is being expected of you is not really be in-depth discussion. But if you stay to the end of this video, you will see other properties that need to be added to your theory. If you want, you can add everything into it. Are you getting? But as a BSc student, you're not being expected to do too much, except if you have a very complex supervisor. But on a normal, these properties I listed should be enough for you. Now, to discuss a theoretical framework for your study, the theory should include who propounded the theory and where the theory was propounded. You discuss the main idea of the theory. And the last one, this number 3, is very important. This is what you don't find in most journals. This is what you don't find in most journals. Most journals will discuss about who propounded the theory, when it was propounded, and probably the idea of the theory, and maybe at times little bit of assumption and critiques of the theory. But you see this application of this theory to the study. The reason why you will not find it in most journals is because they don't really talk about it. And this application of the theory to your study, the reason why it's unique and you have to discuss it by yourself is because each topic is different. Are you getting? Each topic is different. So you have to discuss the application of this theory specifically for your topic. Now, I understand that some people will find this difficult. It's okay. It's not a problem. You're finding it difficult. I will show you how you can get this done using AI. But if you understand, I keep mentioning using AI. That is because in my past videos, I've talked about the fact that you don't need to be scared of using AI. I've talked about how you can effectively use AI and the tools you can use to reduce AI in your work that works perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. If you want to find a video, just go to my YouTube channel, like I said. You will see the video over there. So, like I said, this is for BSc. These are the 3 major key things you need for a BSc discussion of theoretical framework. Nothing much should be discussed. Now, let's move to an MSc level. I understand that there are still other programs. That's why I said you can select anyone you feel is okay for you. Now, for an MSc research, look at it now. We've added discussion of assumption of the theory and discussion of criticism of the theory. As an MSc student, you're expected to go a little bit further than just discussing what is at the top. A little bit further. Are you getting me? So if you look at my screen right here, you can pause the video to look at it very well. First thing you need to do is to discuss the propounder, when the theory was propounded, discuss the main idea of the theory, discuss the assumption of the theory, discuss the critics of the theory, and like I always say, this last one is very important. Application of the theory to the study. Don't always forget that. Now, one thing I always said is to get all these things in journals now manually, it might be difficult because you have to scroll through a lot of journals and to get it done. But like I said, you can always use AI. And like I said before, you don't have to be scared of using AI. AI is meant to help your work to be more productive and more faster and more accurate. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're scared that your work will be detected by Turnitin, you can check my YouTube video, like I said. You will see a complete video of how to bypass Turnitin very easy, very fast, getting a correct output that maintains keywords. Are you getting me? So this is for MSc students. Now let's go for a PhD student. As a PhD student, you're expected to go a little bit more in depth. A little bit more in depth. Now, for a PhD student, this is the section that has been added. Discuss what other scholars are saying about the theory. That's scholars' perspective. Now, understand that when a theory is being propounded, there are some certain scholars that agrees with the theory, while some don't agree with it. So you have to discuss what other scholars are saying regarding your theory. Now, understand that this thing I just listed for you, there are more things you can add and discuss for your theory. I did a summary of it. This is a summary of it. Yeah, this is a summary of it. You can pause the video and look at it. There are about 15 other criterias you can add to it. For a PhD student now, you can add empirical support to it. You can add empirical support to it. But as a B.Sc student, you don't need empirical support, except if you want to overdo or probably you have a complex supervisor that demands more from you. Are you getting me? And even for an M.Sc student, there's no really need, but except if you want to go beyond what you want to do. Are you getting me? So basically, this is how to write, or these are the properties needed to write a very, very comprehensive and critical theoretical framework for your study. Now, all these things are listed. I understand that you might not even want to waste too much of your time for you to get all this information. You can send me a DM on WhatsApp or from my website. I have a prompt readily made for free, no money, nothing being demanded, prompt that you can use to generate all these things using AI. Now, even from my screen, you can just copy this thing on my screen like this and use it. If you don't know how to come up with the prompt, you can always send me a DM. I have already made prompts. It's just to copy it, send to you. You can use it and paste it on your AI and get the results. It's as simple as that. Like I always say, I'm not against using AI for your work. I'm not against it because AI is here to make your work more productive and more faster. But do not abuse using it. That's just the thing. So that's all for today. If you want to get more of my videos, you can always go on my YouTube channel to check more. And please, once you get to my YouTube channel, kindly like and subscribe so you can always get any more